Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Mr. Abdul Abbas from CTY Model College, your commerce teacher. How are you at home and your family? I pray that Allah should continue to increase us in knowledge and make us better Muslim. We shall continue from our topic, which is foreign trade documents. Last time we looked at the means of quoting price, terms of quoting price in international trade, and means of payment in international trade. So inshallah today we shall look at some other things under foreign trade documents. So what we are going to be looking at now is Nigerian Export Promotion Council. Nigerian Export Promotion Council. What do we mean by Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC? This was set up to assist exporters in the cost of exporting goods and to set up procedures for export trade. So when we look at Nigerian exports, Nigerian economy, whatever we produce here, we export it to another country. So government has now set up a council to assist the exporters in the cost of exporting goods and to set up procedure for export trade. So meaning that if a one is not going to be considered himself as an exporter now, there are some procedures which government has laid down which are to be followed by every exporter. So that council now, which government has been saddled the responsibility of assisting exporters in the cost of exporting goods and to set up procedures for export trade, we call it Nigerian Export Promotion Council. The council also assists in assessing the performance of Nigerian export commodities in foreign markets. So that's their function. They assist exporters in the cost of their exporting goods and to set up procedures for their export trade. So now, what are the functions? So these are their underlying functions. Number one, trade enhancement activities. NEPC reviews and analyzes export procedures and documentation to enhance clearance at the ports. So as we have said that they are the ones that are laying procedures to be followed by the exporters now. They also ensure that there are some documents which are to be filled by the exporters. So they make it available and they ensure that all the exporters, they are familiar with those documents. Not only that, number two, organized training activities. NEPC organizes training programs, seminars and workshops in export management and national markets. So they ensure that they train the exporters. So the procedures that have been laid down, they make it known to them, they train them by organizing some programs, seminars and workshops for them, just to ensure that some important things or relevant information which are to be known by exporters are provided. Then number three, preparation of export documents. The council works hand in hand with other government agencies to assist in the preparation of export documents. So they work hand in hand in order to ensure that export documents are prepared so that the procedures are going to be to be regulated as far as foreign trade is concerned. Then number four, trade information services. NEPC establish and operate international trade information centers to provide prompt information services. So they make information available to those that are in foreign trade. Not only that, number five, setting out procedure for export trade. We have said this earlier that NEPC approves exports, provide export license and set out procedure for exporting goods abroad. So every exporter must have license, and also they must abide by the procedures that have been laid out by an NEPC. Not only that, number 6, export development activities. Export development activities. So also the NEPs also look for some activities or some things to put in place to ensure that what there is a development as far as what export activities are concerned. So that's that on what on the functions of Nigerian Export Promotion Council that helps to set up to assist exporters in the cost of exporting goods and to set up procedure for export trade. So let us now look at Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria is a statutory body charged with the responsibility of controlling and managing the airport as well as providing adequate airport facilities. So when we look at this, Federal Airport Authority, it is the airport that is charged with the responsibility of controlling and managing the airport as well as providing adequate airport facilities. So any facility that are needed now, it is the function of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria that is charged with the responsibility of providing it. And this airport now, we have some airports that are international and we have those ones that are local. International airports are those that have been moving from the country to another country of the world. And examples of those airports are Murtala Mohammed International Airport. So meaning that any aircraft now that moved from Murtala Mohammed International Airport now can move from the country to another country of the world. Also, Aminu Kano International Airport. Also, aeroplane can also move from Aminu Kano International Airport from the country here to another country of the world. That's why we regard them as what? International airports. We also have those that are local airports, such as Calabar Airport, Enugu Airport, and so on. So those are local airports. The local airports cannot move outside Nigeria. It can only move within Nigeria. So that's that on Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. So we have functions of Airport Authority. So now, Airport Authority, their functions: number 1, controlling of airlines. It is the federal government that's controlling the airlines, that is domestic and international airlines. So any plane to move to another country or any plane that is moving within the country, it is being controlled by Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Not only that, provision of parking space. Then the airport authority provides parking space for those that have bought their cars to have where they can park it. Then number 3, provision and maintenance of facilities for damaged aircraft. So any aircraft that has been damaged now, Airport Authority ensure that what the facilities are available for it. Then number 4, provision of warehouse. So goods that are being moved from another country to Nigeria now, Airport Authority ensure that what they provide warehouse for it to be kept, maybe until they collect custom duties, either import duty or export duties on it, before such goods can be released to the importer or exporter after they have been able to pay their custom duties, either import duties or export duties. Another function of Airport Authority is the collection of revenue. That is, they ensure that they will collect revenue. If a person is to be moved outside Nigeria by plane, they ensure that such a person pays money before such person can be allowed to go by plane. Not only that, promotion of foreign trade. Since we know that one of the means of importing goods or exporting goods is through air transportation. So this now is helping foreign trade because goods can be transported through through air. Also the goods can also be taken to another country through air, and by this now it is promoting foreign trade. So these are the functions of airport authority. Now the one we have just discussed now, it has to do with airports, but this one now, it has to, what we are going to discuss now, it has to do with what? Seaports, Nigerian Port Authority, NPA. The management, control and general operation of seaports in Nigeria are handled by the Nigerian Port Authority. So Nigerian Port Authority is the authority that is managing and controlling the operation of seaports in Nigeria. The Port Authority provides facilities at the port to ensure effective and efficient sea transportation. They ensure that facilities that are to be used are available. So the port authority we have in Nigeria, they are Lagos ports and Port Harcourt. All these are seaports. So also the facilities provided at the seaport by the Nigerian Port Authority include berth, boats, crane, forklift, trailers, quay, wharf and harbours. All these are their facilities which are made available by Nigerian Port Authority. So what are the functions of Port Authority? Number one, provision of facilities, which we have said earlier. All these facilities which are going to be using in ports are being provided by Nigerian Port Authority. Then number two, maintenance and improvement of ports. Maintenance and improvement, they ensure that port is being maintained and improved just to meet international modern standards. Then number three, revenue collection. They collect duties on those that are importing goods and those that are exporting goods. Then number four, provision of warehouse. So whenever importer bring their goods into the country, the custom authority will collect it, or the port authority will collect it. So after the importer have paid the custom duties on it, the goods will now be released to them. So pending the time the goods will be released to them, the port authority will ensure that these goods are kept in the warehouse until the custom duties are going to be paid on it, which after that they are going to release their goods to the owner. The supervision of loading and offloading of goods. The loading and offloading of goods onto the ship, they also supervise it. The provision of securities. They ensure that the ports are well secured. So are well secured that there's no problem of stolen and theft issues as far as the port activities are concerned. So let us now look at the terminologies used in foreign trade. What are the terminologies? Number one is bonded warehouse. A place where goods whose custom duties have not been paid are stored until they are settled. It is usually located, they are called bonded warehouse. So after the goods have been bought, they are going to keep it in the warehouse. So when these custom duties are paid, then the goods will now be released to them. So this warehouse now is known as bonded warehouse, and it is usually located at the seaport, so that the goods can be collected from those that have the exporters. They keep it in the inside the warehouse. Then number two, customs drawback. This is a repayment of the custom duties paid on imported materials which are to be re-exported. So when goods are imported into the country, for the purpose of when goods are imported into the country, government is going to collect taxes, which is known as tariffs or import duties on it. But when the goods are going to re-export to another country, the duties that government has collected before, they are going to repay it back. So the process of now repaying these custom duties, we call it customs drawback. The material may be re-exported if they are part of an export. So entry port means the goods, when goods that have been imported before are re-exported to another country. That's what is entry port. So when it is imported, government will collect custom duties, and when it is re-exported, then the government will now repay the custom duties they have collected before. So that's what is referred to as what? That process of repaying of custom duties on imported materials which are to be re-exported is known as customs drawback. Another one is free ports. This allows goods that are to be re-exported to enter free without the payment of custom duties. So this is usually done by governments. They allow goods that are to be re-exported to enter free without the payment of custom duties. That's what referred to as what? Free ports. Then another one is ad valorem duty. This is a form of tax or duty which is calculated or paid based on value of the goods and not on their quantity. So now, when goods that are brought in are being valued, are being calculated, when the tax to be paid on it are being calculated based on the value of the goods, now we call it ad valorem duty. But if it is based on quantity, we call it specific tax or specific duty. Now we should be clear with this. When tax is calculated based on the value of the goods, that is ad valorem tax or ad valorem duty. But when tax are calculated based on the quantity of the goods, we call it specific tax or specific duty. Another last one is demurrage. Demurrage. This is a term used in connection with charter party, in which the charter pays an extra charge for retaining a ship beyond the permitted time for loading and offloading a port. What do I mean by this? When ship is rented, so there will be an agreement between the owner and the person that has rented it to, that this is the number, maybe 6 months, this is the number of months we are going to use with the ship. So but when the person that the ship is rented to has now spent more than the normal time which they have agreed upon, that person that has rented it will now be made to pay additional charge. That as additional charge is called demurrage. Is called demurrage. These are the terms which are associated with what? With foreign trade. We pray that Allah should give us the understanding of this and should make us better Muslims. Inshallah, we have come to the end of international trade. So in our next lesson, we shall look at another topic entirely. We pray that Allah should give us understanding of what we have discussed and should make us better Muslims.